mine made it so far. Now, they still could die off. Mine's made it so far. Zook. I wish I had his money that he had in tailored suit, police officer suits. Spent good like
We ready, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll go ahead and call this regular meeting of the East Peoria City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Decker,
Here.
Hill, Mingus,
Here.
Sutherland,
Here.
Mayor Call.
Here.
All present except Commissioner Hill, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please rise for the invocation, remain standing for the pledge. Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us the opportunity to gather here today. We ask you to guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of doing what is best for our community. May everything we do begin with your inspiration and continue with your guidance. We ask this in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the minutes, please.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 16, 2026, and the minutes of the public hearing held on March 16, 2026 be approved as printed.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker,
Aye.
Mingus,
Aye.
Sutherland,
Aye.
Mayor Call.
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried. All right, public comment. Don't see anyone in the audience. Commissioner Decker, you're filling in for Commissioner Hill on the consent agenda. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
All right. If I get out of order or something, just tell me. I think I have it already.
Not
All
a
right.
problem.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt a consent agenda consisting of items numbered 1 through 16. Item number 1, adoption of resolution number 2526-155, resolution to approve payment of the scheduled bills listed on schedule number 22 in the amount of $1,906,409.20. Item number 2, adoption of ordinance number 4900 on second reading, and ordinance authorizing a special use for low-emission incinerator on property located at 1954 East Washington Street in the city of East Peoria, Tazewell County, Illinois. Item number 3, adoption of resolution number 2526-132 on second reading, resolution accepting proposal from Fair Graham and Associates LLC for engineering services for preparing sidewalk easement along Conference Center Drive. Item number 4, adoption of resolution number 2526-141 on its second reading, resolution accepting proposal from Intech for upgrade project for audiovisual equipment and shared meeting rooms in the Civic Complex. Item number 5, adoption of resolution number 2526-134 on a second reading. Resolution approving acceptance of proposal from Giant Landscaping LLC for demolition of structures and removal of debris from city-owned property at 543 Sanford Street. Item number 6, adoption of resolution number 2526-143 on second reading. Resolution regarding contracts for preferred physician and hospital PHO networks for the city's group health insurance plan. Item number 7, adoption of resolution number 2526-146 on its second reading. Resolution approving contracts for the third-party administrator, insurance broker, and pharmacy benefits manager for the city's group health insurance plan. Item number 8, adoption of resolution number 2526-140 on second reading. Resolution regarding reinsurance carrier for the city's group health insurance plan for the 2026-27 plan year. Item number 9, adoption of resolution number 2526-138 on its second reading. Resolution regarding employee contribution rates for the city's group health insurance plan for the 2026-27 plan year. Item number 10, adoption of resolution number 2526-147 on its second reading. Resolution regarding revisions and updates to the city's group health insurance plan for the 2026-27 plan year. Item number 11, adoption of resolution number 2526-139 on its second reading. Resolution regarding City of East Peoria Insurance and Benefits Committee membership and updated guidelines. Item number 12, adoption of resolution number 2526-130 on its second reading. Resolution regarding renewal of group term life insurance policy for city employees. Item number 13, adoption of resolution number 2526-135 on its second reading. Resolution accepting and approving the proposal from Hark Technologies Incorporated for the City Public Works IT Network Switch Upgrade Project. Item number 14, adoption of resolution number 2526-136 on its second reading. Resolution authorizing and directing the payment of invoice from Hare Underground Construction for additional emergency repair for sewer main located behind 500 Centennial Drive in the amount of $38,297.50. Item number 15, adoption of resolution number 2526-133 on its second reading. Resolution authorizing the purchase of water main pipe and related material needed for the Arnold Road Water Main Replacement Project. Item number 16, adoption of resolution number 2526-137 on its second reading. Resolution accepting the proposal from ID Networks Incorporated for the purchase of 2 LifeScan fingerprinting systems for the new police station, as listed on the agenda for this meeting to be considered by omnibus vote.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mangus. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I move you that items numbered 1 through 16 listed on the consent agenda be hereby approved and adopted, and items numbered 2 through 16, having been read once by their title, having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
All right. Getting my items tonight. Mayor, first of all, ordinance number 4899. Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4899 here to attached annual appropriation ordinance for the City of East Peoria, Illinois for the fiscal year from the first day of May AD 2026 to the last day of April AD 2027. Having been read once by its title, having laid it on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. As Mark stated last week, this is the, I guess, largest amount that we could potentially spend, but as you'll see in the next agenda, we are approving the working cash budget as well.
Very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution number 2526-142, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois. The resolution number 2526-142 here to attached, resolution to approve the working cash budget for the fiscal year from the first day of May AD 2026 to the last day of April AD 2027 be hereby approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-142, having been read once by its title and having laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection, be adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. I think we've spoken enough about the budget. Happy that it's a balanced budget and the city's doing well.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution number 2526-148, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois. The resolution number 2526-148, resolution accepting and approving the proposal from Hark Technologies Incorporated for the city video storage server upgrade project be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-148 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Sutherland. I'll just read this straight from the memo. It comes to $40,735.12. It's the camera servers are old. They need to be upgraded and replaced to ensure network reliability. We obtained a quote from Hart Technologies. We received great service from Hart. I work with them often, so excited about getting this done and in place.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Or Mingus? Sorry.
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Next, Mayor, Resolution Number 2526-149, be it resolved by the Council, City of East Peoria, Illinois, the Resolution Number 2526-149, resolution to approve the salaries, wages, and employee benefits for certain non-union employees of the City of East Peoria for the fiscal year beginning May 1, 2026, and ending on April 30th, 2027, be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-149 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Mingus?
Thank you, Mr. Mingus. Many of our employees in East Peoria are covered by union contracts. These are those that are not. Each year around this time, we talk about the different salaries, any increases, and that's what this resolution covers tonight, Mayor.
Yeah, just for the record, it's a 2.5% general salary increase this fiscal year. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Next, Mayor, ordinance number 4902. Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4902 here to attach, an ordinance issuing updated City of East Peoria Personnel Policy Manual, be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Mingus?
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. I have a couple comments, but I'm going to pass it off first to Scott, if you wouldn't mind telling everybody why we've done this and anything else.
Sure, Commissioner. So this year, typically in the past, we'll make annual updates to the personal policy manual. It seems like every year the Illinois legislature throws new stuff at us. We need to get into the manual. This past year has been no different. Quite a few things that we needed to add to just update it in general. But every so often, I'd say anywhere between 10, 15 years, we like to kind of redo the manual, make it easier to use for all of us. And this is one of those times when we are reformatting the entire manual, doing a lot of minor clarifications, edits, corrections, just things that we've noticed over the years. And in addition to all those, like I said, the new laws that come into play, that's the major, by far the majority of what's being done here. So just kind of a real cleanup that we like to do every so often, because as time goes by, you notice things and change, and certain policies kind of change over time a little bit, not much, but just enough that we want to make sure it's clear and correct in here. And sometimes it's just a matter of just correcting things that were just not right in the first place. So a lot of effort went into that. So that's what we're doing this year. And certainly entertain any further questions, but that's hopefully the gist of it.
Very good. Thank you. Scott?
I don't have any questions. The only thing, I know that this is the personnel policy manual. We've had some discussion over it. One change that we looked at was expanding the residency. Circle 4, making it consistent with the rest of our employees for our administrative employees, police chief, fire chief, and others. And I'll be real honest, this has always been a difficult thing for me, having, I love East Peoria. I don't see why anybody would not want to live in East Peoria. But a couple things. Number one, that's me, and this is where I've grown up, and I could move wherever I want now, but it's still where I want to be. And I think in a world where we may need to be competitive in the future, we've got great leaders right now, but in the future, if our leaders, as they retire, as they move on, we don't want someone to choose to not take the position because they have to move a few miles into town. So what what we have here is not only consistent with our other employees, but it's consistent industry-wide in this area. Not exact, a little bit better than some, and I'm sure not as great as others, but as much as I would like everybody to live in town, we are a regional city. And I was talking with the mayor today about, appreciating how many people come from other communities to shop in East Peoria. We live on that, we hope for that, and we want that to continue. So that's why I'm certainly not going to oppose this. I want everybody to live in town, but I understand if they choose not to.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners? Commissioner Sullivan?
Yeah, I have I'm going to tell you why I'm going to vote no on this. The fire department contract has rules and regulations on how many employees we try to keep on staff, and we try to keep them filled. And when we have vacancies, sometimes it's harder to find people to fill those vacancies at that time because of whatever the prevailing reasons are, economy, education, whatever. Police department has the same thing. We have to hire so many police officers according to our contract. But our managers over our employees is different, because I want everybody to live in town as much as humanly possible also. But if we hired out of town and the people that were making the decisions to run our town didn't use our grocery stores, didn't use our restaurants, their kids didn't grow up here, their tax money didn't stay here, they would have different allegiances and reasons for some of their decisions. And I think that anybody that's in management should use their own product. For instance, if the Komatsu managers went out and bought John Deere tractors instead of Komatsu tractors for whatever reason on their side work after they got off the hourly pay, then I would think that Komatsu would be very disappointed and terminate every one of them. And there's a reason for that. Just think about this. If it wasn't for the state rule and regulation that says that us elected officials have to live within our boundaries of our city limits, and we got the best person for the job, well, hell, maybe the best person for the job, none of us would be up here at this time, and they would drive in from 25 miles out of town to sit up here and tell us how to run our own community. And when it has managers over each department, that is our community. So I'm a no vote.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Mingus?
I'm going to support this tonight. I think Commissioner Decker was very well spoken in what he said, and I agree with them. I think I'd like for everybody, all of our employees, to live in the city, but I think we're in a time where that's not realistic. I think in order to do what's best for the city is to hire the best people for the positions, and some of those people may come from the outside. Some of those people may be internal people who let's take police or fire, who however many years ago we negotiated those out of the police and fire contract, so those individuals can live a certain distance away, and now they're at an age where they want to be a police chief or a fire chief, and they've been allowed to live 25 miles outside the city, and they have been promoted. The positions we're talking about are management positions. They're not entry-level positions. So you're talking about positions where people who have been in their field have been doing it for a while and have families who may have their kids already in schools, who may already have houses or established lives in a neighboring community. And it's hard to not give that person, if they're the best person for the job, the position. Dennis Trick said years ago, I remember him saying, and it was during my first term, that just because you don't live in a community doesn't mean you can't be involved in the community. I think being involved in the community is as important, if not more important, than actually living in the community. So I'd like for people to live there, but what I really want them for is to be involved. I'm gonna vote yes. I'm gonna support this because I think it's what's best for the city.
Very good, thank you, Commissioner. So I echo the comments of Commissioners Decker and Mingus, and individually, I spoke to the three commissioners today to walk this through. Just for the record, is what we're changing here, the residency requirement in the employee personnel manual, which applied to everybody with the exception of 4 positions, is they must reside within 25 miles of the city limits. The 4 positions that had stricter requirements were the police chief, fire chief, director of public works, which we don't even have that position anymore, and then the city clerk as well. Through the last 10 years that I've set up here, we have, this council's before us too, have changed it according to the city's needs. And what we want to do here is just have a clean slate, treat everybody fairly, and it literally affects 4 positions, only 3 of which we currently have today. So basically is what we're doing here is just making it fair for all employees, and for the very reasons that the commissioners have stated, I support doing this as well.
Mayor, you elaborate on this, but I think this is important for me too. When we started, this is our 7th year together.
Yeah.
That list of 4 employees was probably double.
It was large.
And we've changed this one by one to
Yeah.
meet the needs of the city because we wanted to hire certain individuals.
Correct.
Or we wanted to keep certain individuals. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think what we're doing is being fair and consistent, where in the past maybe we haven't been
Exactly
that.
right.
So fixing some things that maybe should be fixed.
Very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
I have all present,
I said aye, yeah.
all present voting aye, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution number 2526-150, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 2526-150, resolution authorizing and directing the payment of invoice from Hare Construction Incorporated for slip lining 18-inch stormwater main located between Elmhurst Drive and Crestlawn Drive in the amount of $23,207 be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-150 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland. This is for slip lining of stormwater, and it is, like it says, $23,207.80, Hare Construction. It's 18-inch storm sewer line. These funds were used from excess money left over from the 2025-26 street maintenance program. So it's something desperately needed done, and
Yeah, we actually
nice
already
to have it.
completed it.
That's right. Mr. Mayor, who seconded that? I'm sorry.
Commissioner Sutherland.
Okay.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution number 2526-151, be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 2526-151, resolution authorizing and directing the payment of invoice from Krumholtz Brothers Landscaping Incorporated for stormwater erosion restoration located at 205 Timber Lane in the amount of $78,000 be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-151 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. This, like the other one, it came from funds that, money left over from the 25-26 street maintenance program. It's a project that needed to be done, and if you know anything about East Peoria, it's a beautiful town that has cliffs and overlooks, but unfortunately, water doesn't treat those things very well. So we have to control that, and at times we have to mitigate the damage that the water creates.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
Next, Mayor, resolution 252-156. Be it resolved by the Council, City of East Peoria, Illinois, the resolution number 2526-156, resolution authorizing the City of East Peoria to enter into an agreement with IDOT for update of traffic signal heads, video detection systems, and controllers for traffic signals for the East Washington Street, Veterans Drive, and Route 8 Carver Lane intersections, and related funding appropriation be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move you that this resolution number 2526-156 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title, be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus.
Thank you, Commissioner Mingus. This is simply updating, it's what IDOT's been working on quite a bit, and it's updating all of our traffic signals throughout the town. We pay only a portion of this, so the city's portion is estimated to cost $5,175, not to exceed 125%, which is approximately $6,469. But the estimated total cost for IDOT or the total project is somewhere around $51,750. But I read this last night, and it is to I'm not going to find it in time, but basically modernize and help the flow of traffic in that area.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
And finally, Mayor, ordinance number 4903. Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4903 hereto attached, an ordinance in relation to motor vehicle parking on designated portions of Washington Street that include designated state and federal routes in the City of East Peoria be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland.
Thank you, Commissioner Sutherland. This, first of all, we don't allow parking in these areas now. It is in conjunction with the project, what's it called?
Cedar Street.
Cedar Street, thank
Yeah.
you, Mayor. We don't allow parking in those areas now, but my understanding is they wanted us to put this in writing to assure and I guess just get it stated that it
Yeah,
was.
it's an IDOT ask and requirement.
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
That is all I have, Mayor.
All right, well, that was a mouthful. Thank you, Commissioner Decker, appreciate that. Commissioner Sutherland.
I have one item tonight, Your Honor.
Very good.
Mr. Mayor, I move you that ordinance number 4901, hereto attached, an ordinance amending provisions to the city sewer regulations in the East Peoria Code regarding renovation and suspension of sewer contractor registration. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Be read at length by the clerk, and that said ordinance number 4898 be accepted on its first reading and hereby adopted as presented.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Madam Clerk?
Whereas pursuant to the Illinois Municipal Code, the City of East Peoria has the authority to regulate and license businesses and contractors operating within its jurisdiction, the authority to define, prevent, and abate nuisances, and the authority to make such rules and regulations as may be necessary to protect the city's wastewater sewer system and preserve the public health and well-being. And whereas city officials have determined that the current provisions of Chapter 4 of Title 7 of the East Peoria City Code that govern the review and revocation of registration of sewer contractors do not sufficiently provide a clear and defined process for reviewing and revoking sewer contractors' license for subpar work, and whereas the city finds that maintaining responsible, qualified, and workmanlike sewer and plumbing contractors is necessary to protect city property, residential property owners, and the integrity of the city's wastewater system and the public health, safety, and welfare of its residents, and whereas the city council further finds that it is in the best interest of the city and its citizens to update and clarify the provisions in the sewer regulations in the East Peoria City Code regarding the review and revocation of contractor registration as provided herein. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Tazewell County, Illinois, that Section 1, Title 7, Chapter 4, Section 1.6 of the East Peoria City Code titled Revocation of Permit or Registration is hereby deleted in its entirety and replaced as follows. Section 7-4-1 1.6 revocation of permit or registration. 8, the permit to perform any sewer construction work as required in this chapter shall become void when the permittee's license is suspended or revoked as provided in this chapter, or when the permittee shall refuse or neglect within 10 days' time after written notice thereof to make such necessary corrections to the sewer work, either in workmanship or material, as shall have been ordered by the Director of Public Works. This time period shall be extended by the Director upon a proper showing of adequate cause by the contractor. B, the Director of Public Works may deny an application for a sewer contractor registration or revoke or suspend an existing sewer contractor's registration upon finding any of the following. 1, the contractor has failed to meet the requirements established under this chapter or has violated applicable sewer specifications, ordinances, or permit conditions. 2, the contractor, 1, permitted the use of his or her name by another person for the purpose of obtaining a permit or registration to perform any sewer work. 2, is an alter ego or a prior licensee or permittee whose license was denied, suspended, or revoked. Or 3, submitted materially false or misleading information on its application. For purposes of this chapter, alter ego means any entity that effectively operates as a continuation of a prior licensee based on common ownership officers or employees. Is an affiliate or a legal entity of the contractor, is a legal entity of the holding company or entity that also has an ownership interest in the contractor or is contractual privity with the contractor. 3, the contractor or alter ego of the contractor has had its license suspended, revoked, canceled, or denied by a governmental agency or another municipality or municipal corporation within the state of Illinois. 4, the failure or refusal in the performance of work or in the operation of sewer construction business to engage in a workmanlike or professional manner consistent with industry standards and the requirements of this code. 5, the contractor or an alter ego of the contractor has been convicted of an offense involving fraud, theft, or deception related to construction activities within the past 5 years. 6, more than 4 requests for remediation for work done pursuant to a permit issued hereunder have been made upon any sewer contractor within a 12-month period. C, any denial, revocation, or suspension of a registration shall be made in writing stating 1, the specific grounds for the proposed denial, revocation, or suspension, 2, the effective date of the proposed action, and 3, the contractor's right to request a hearing. When issuing a notice of revocation or suspension of a registration to a contractor or denying the registration or renewal of a registration, the Director of Public Works has the authority to also issue a cease and desist order to the contractor to immediately cease all work being conducted in the city by the contractor and by an alter ego of the contractor. D, the contractor may request a hearing by filing a written request with the city clerk within 10 days after receipt of the notice. The request shall include a clear and concise statement explaining why the contractor believes the denial, suspension, or revocation was improper. Failure to request a hearing within that time shall constitute a waiver of the right to a hearing, and the denial, revocation, or suspension shall become final. E, upon timely receipt of an appeal, the Director of Public Works shall schedule the matter for hearing for the mayor, which such hearing shall be conducted within 30 days of receipt of the appeal. The contractor shall have the right to appear, be represented by counsel, present evidence, and cross-examine witnesses. The hearing shall be conducted in an informal manner and shall not be governed by the formal rules of evidence applicable in courts of law. Testimony may be received in writing or through documentation without requiring in-person appearance by third parties. The mayor shall issue a written decision affirming, modifying, or rescinding the proposed denial, revocation, or suspension within 14 days after the hearing. F, a licensee whose license is revoked shall not be eligible to apply for a new license for a period of 1 year from the date of revocation, unless otherwise provided by the mayor's decision. G, a decision of the mayor shall be final. No further administrative appeal shall be available within the city. Final order entered by the mayor under this section 7-4-1.6 is subject to review under the Administrative Review Act 735 ILCS 5/3-101 at SEC. H, the city attorney is authorized to take any necessary legal action to enforce a cease and desist order issued by the Director of Public Works under this section. Section 2, this ordinance shall be ordered to be published in pamphlet form by the East Peoria City Clerk. Said clerk is ordered to keep at least 3 copies hereof available for public inspection in the future in accordance with the Illinois Municipal Code. Section 3, this ordinance is in addition to all the ordinances on the subject and shall be construed therewith excepting as that part in direct conflict with any other ordinance, and in the event of such conflict, the provisions hereof shall govern. Section 4, If any section, paragraph, or provision of this ordinance is held invalid or unconstitutional, such decision shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of this ordinance. Section 5, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and 10-day period of publication in the manner provided by law.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
I probably have way more opinions on this little thing, this ordinance that we're passing here than I probably should. But I do have a question for Scott Brunton on this one. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot about this because I should know. How does somebody become a sewer contractor in East Peoria? Because back in the day, when I became a sewer contractor in East Peoria, I had to be sponsored by 2 companies that had a license, and they brought me before, I don't know if he was called the director at that time, but the director of the sewer, and he asked me some questions, and I gave him my insurance, I gave him my bonding power and stuff, and I became a contractor, and I've been one ever since. Or other communities, you have to have a license in every community. It's just not a state license. So when I work in other communities around in East Peoria, sometimes I had to do something like that or show my license, or I had to go before the city council and they would ask me questions or whatever and approve me having a license or not. How does East Peoria legally do it now?
Well, Commissioner, it's certainly much more simplified than that process, but there is a registration requirement in order to conduct business in the city, and it does require that bonding and insurance type of show proof that that's what they do have that in place. But outside of that, it's just a simple registration process through the Public Works Department, and there's no there's no particular review process like you talked about, and that's somewhat what we're trying to implement here, is that those provisions, wherever they were, whenever they existed here in the city, are no longer in the city code, and I can't speak to that. But one of the main purposes of this ordinance tonight is to put into place a review process should contractors' work, fall way short of expectations and standards in the community. So that's what this is being done. While the upfront process is much more simplified, this gives us the ability to, if there are problems, to go back and say, hey, you're not doing what you need to be doing, or you're not meeting other requirements under the city code, and until you do, you're not going to be able to operate in the city. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. It's probably a little more back-end approach than what you're talking about, which was a front-end approach where you went through kind of a more rigorous review up front. But like I said, that over time, and that looks to have changed, certainly under the current city code. It hasn't been in place for quite some time that I'm aware of. And anyway, that's what we're trying to accomplish, is a similar review process, but this would be more based on conduct and actions that we see contractors engaging in. Unfortunately, it's a little it's not as super proactive that way, but I think that's more in line with what's going on in the current area.
Very good. Thanks, Scott.
Am I correct or incorrect by saying that passing this isn't something that we're thinking that's going to be happening? It's happened already and happening kind of now, and we're protecting our residents and the city from people taking advantage of people that are uneducated or elderly or something like that, because we've been fighting a couple of companies for quite a while now, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Commissioner. This is to enhance the city's ability to kind of address those concerns that you just brought up with some of the residents having some challenges. That's what, just for anybody who's kind of listening in, these deal with the contractors who go in and do work on private residences and homes and private property to look at clogged sewer lines or backed up sewer lines and to see if they need any work. So we're trying to do our best to protect the residents of the city and all the property owners in the city. So like you said, Commissioner, they're not always educated. They're not going to know what to look for, but this gives us the ability to, if we come across bad actors, so to speak, then it gives us the ability to withdraw the registration, keep them from doing the same thing to other people in the city.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call?
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried. Is that all you have, Commissioner?
That's it for tonight, sir.
Very
Sorry.
good. Thank you. No, that's okay. Commissioner Mingus.
3 items tonight, Your Honor. First item, resolution number 2526-152. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 2526-152, resolution authorizing the purchase of new air packs, SCBAs, which I feel like Commissioner Decker is something more than just SCBAs. Is that correct, or is it just?
Well, I was just looking at the price for that. I'm wondering if it's including the bottles. Having said that, prices have gone up so much. It could be just for the packs.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember if that acronym was more than just the letters or if that was a word.
Yeah,
So.
self-contained breathing apparatus.
Yeah, for municipal, thank you, for municipal energy emergency services for the city's fire department be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move that this resolution number 2526-152 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. So yes, as we were saying, that is the air packs to update our current inventory. It's a budgeted expense. The quote is from MES, and the purchase cost is $21,814.
Very good. Any discussion?
It's like with everything else over the last few years, these costs have skyrocketed in this. I certainly believe it. When I was at a previous place, we were awarded a grant where we got 20 of them. And I think 20 of them came to just right at maybe a little bit under $200,000. And obviously, they're discounted price and everything else. But just the technology could have spent quite a bit more than this. So, yeah, certainly everything is getting more expensive.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Roll call?
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Second item tonight, Your Honor, resolution number 2526-153. Be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that resolution number 2526-153, resolution authorizing the purchase of 14 new sets of turnout gear from Municipal Emergency Services, Inc. for the city's fire department be approved. Mr. Mayor, I move that this resolution number 2526-153 be accepted on its first reading as read by its title and be laid on the table for no less than 1 week for public inspection.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner
Thank you,
Decker.
Commissioner Decker. This is another purchase for the fire department, a purchase that we have to make, a budgeted purchase. Turnout gear is the gear that the fires wear when they respond to a fire. Average lifespan's 10 years, and we are purchasing 14 new sets for our new staff members as well as replacement sets when people need them. Total cost, $49,672.
Very good. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call?
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. Motion carried.
Final item tonight, Your Honor, Resolution 2526-154. Whereas a vacancy exists on the East Peoria Board of Fire and Police Commissioners as a result of Member Mike Johnson's resignation, and whereas the Honorable Mayor John P. Call has recommended the appointment of Gregory Zook to fill the vacancy on the East Peoria Board of Fire and Police Commissioners, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of East Peoria, Illinois, that the appointment of Mayor John P. Call of Gregory Zook to the East Peoria Fire and Police Commissioners to fill the vacancy for a term ending April 30th, 2028, and that this resolution, number 2526-154, be adopted as presented.
Very good. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. This is exactly as it states. We've had a resignation from Mike Johnson on the board. Mayor Call has appointed Gregory Zook to replace him. Gregory Zook is not here now, but he did stop in before the council meeting. I think that's important to talk to the commissioners and the mayor and to thank them for the opportunity. So this is his appointment to that board.
Very good, May. Any discussion?
I certainly am happy. Greg Zook is a great guy. He was on the police department a long time. Just a good person. Looking forward to the time that he'll be on the board. But I do want to mention how appreciative I am, and I know everybody is, with Mike Johnson. He's done so much for the community, involved in the Park District for a long time, Park District Police. and he served on this board as well. Mike is just one of those the pillars of the community. He's been all over, and he's done so much. So appreciate the time he spent.
Very good, thank you. Any other discussion? I'd just like to thank both gentlemen. Mike Johnson, great guy, served the country as well, but he's done a lot for this community and always willing to serve where needed, and this was the case several years ago, and really stepped up to the plate and got us through a transition after decades of some other folks that had served on there and opted to step down and enjoy their time in retirement. He's no different, so thank you, Mike, for your service, and thank you, Greg, for your willingness to step up and serve our community. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you, motion carried.
That's all I have tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Public comment. Seeing no one. Comments from the council. Commissioner Decker?
The only thing I'll mention, Mayor, since I retired from the fire department, I have not been as involved. I think I've been on 2 flights since then, but the honor flight was today. And it is certainly a great thing to be a part of. It's a great thing to support. And even though I'm not doing it as often as I did in the past, still hope to help out more in the future. It's a great thing for the veterans, the people that deserve to go see those monuments. The reason that we have the freedom today is because of the people that are on that flight. It's always a great thing to, you start out in the morning, a bunch of people that they don't know what to expect. They're very tough individuals, and by the end of the day, they're overwhelmed with the gratitude that's expressed toward them. Just everything from start to finish. It's exhausting, and appreciative of all the people that help out to make those flights successful. They'll be coming in tonight. I did not look at the time, but usually around 9:30 is when people gather at the airport.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sutherland.
The only thing I want to say tonight, I want to talk about contractors in East Peoria, and that is that any time a contractor comes in your house, and I could speak for water and sewer more than I can anything else. I don't care if it's windows or doors or siding, and they pressure you and want you to sign right then and there, I would probably back off and start again tomorrow. And if it's something like you don't have any water because your water's broken or your sewer line's plugged up and you can't use your facilities, a hotel, sometimes a couple $100s on a hotel for a couple nights is probably the smart thing to do rather than being forced into sign a contract. Residential contracts on sewer lines should be hardly ever over $10,000, and there better be a good reason for that. And water lines should probably never be over $5,000, $5,500. And if they're even that high, there better be a good reason for it. So all I'm trying to say, and that is, there's been people kind of scared into signing these things for tens of thousands of dollars lately. And we need to, I guess, watch our P's and Q's, and that's why we're helping our citizens out tonight.
Well said. Anything else, Commissioner?
Nope, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Mingus?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Very good. I have nothing myself, so I seek a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I move you that we adjourn until Tuesday evening, April 21st, 2026 at 6 p.m.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Decker. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioner Decker?
Aye.
Mingus?
Aye.
Sutherland?
Aye.
Mayor Call?
Aye.
All present voting, aye, Your Honor.
Thank you. We are adjourned until we meet again.